willkommen in Stuttgart.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz embraced the foreign chancellor label at the CDU conference in Stuttgart on Friday, turning critics' jibe into a point of pride. "I now consider this a compliment because I want to represent the Federal Republic of Germany abroad," Merz said, highlighting his focus on international diplomacy over domestic criticism. The conference saw a surprise appearance from former Chancellor Angela Merkel, attending for the first time since 2019. Analysts noted the historical significance, as Merz and Merkel share a 25-year rivalry, including her ousting him as parliamentary group leader in 2002. The meeting highlighted both party continuity and internal CDU dynamics. Merz stressed that security is the prerequisite for freedom, warning that neglect makes nations vulnerable to political blackmail. He called for Europe to develop comprehensive defense capabilities, strengthen economically, and pursue reforms to maintain strategic independence and resilience.
In this fragile world, security is the prerequisite for freedom. Whoever neglects their security becomes politically susceptible to blackmail. That is why Europe must do three things. First, we must become comprehensively capable of defense on our own, so that we cannot be subjected to blackmail. We need to become economically stronger again. Europe is capable of more in every area than we are currently demonstrating.
Citing former Italian Prime Ministers Enrico Letta and Mario Draghi, Merz urged less bureaucracy and more trade dynamism. The regulatory machinery in Brussels needs to downshift a few gears, and we need to step on the gas when it comes to trade, he said, advocating reforms to boost competitiveness and European economic power.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine. The war makes one thing particularly clear. We no longer live in the old system, but also not yet fully in a new one. We, in this part of Europe, we are not at war, but we are also no longer at peace. The threat to our freedom is tangible. We are experiencing cyber attacks against our data networks, terrorist attacks on the power supply, contract killings in the middle of Europe. We see espionage, propaganda, and systematic misinformation, democratic disinformation. I say it in various places and today here as well. We will probably only understand the depth and dimension of these changes in retrospect in a few years, which we are currently experiencing.
Merz announced an upcoming trip to China with a large business delegation, emphasizing the importance of trade relations. He framed foreign policy and economic diplomacy as intertwined, signaling a strategic push to strengthen Germany's global economic ties amid domestic political scrutiny over the economy and coalition tensions.